The year? 1998. Mulan is making a man out of every man, woman, but mostly children. Some boy with a scar killed a snake. Britney was about to be all like, "It's Britney, bitch." And Bill Clinton was being a horny little bastard. But we don't care about any of that. Instead, you're a kid, and it's Christmas morning or Hanukkah evening. We don't discriminate here. You run down the stairs because you know exactly what's waiting for you underneath that Christmas Hanukkah bush. It's a brand new Game Boy, and with it, a brand new Pokemon Red or Blue, or Green if you happen to be living in Japan. With your Game Boy in one hand and your Pokemon cartridge in the other, you and many others like you were about to embark on an adventure that would change the world as we know it. Subtract a few years. This kid named Satoshi Tajiri was collecting bugs, you know, just guy things. A few years later, when Satoshi was a big grown-up game designer, he thought to himself, hey, what if collecting bugs wasn't gross? I don't know, could be something. And so, boom, bam! Tajiri and his gang of merry game designers, artists, and musicians created Capsule Monsters, then Capumon with a K, and then Pocket Monsters, which was later abbreviated to Pokemon. And because you know the Game Boy's a bit quirky, it needed to be remade for American audiences in English. So yeah, they took another 2 years to release Pokemon in the US, during which we got all the names that we're familiar with today. Like instead of Fire, we got Moltres, and instead of Booba, we got Magmar. You know, the Pokemon with boobs for a forehead? Put a hat on that. Oh my God. So after about 5 times the bucket shitloads of money, we got Red and Blue as we know it. By this point, the Pokemon cartoon, anime, whatever you want to call it, already premiered in the United States. This is a pretty smart marketing move if you're asking me, I'm just saying. And then we got Pokemon Yellow, which is really just Red and Blue, but Pikachu's just following you around. Fast forward 2 years to 1999, or roughly around the 2000 area. We don't need to be so precise here, come on. Not a single kid on the block hadn't heard of Pokemon by this point, and if you hadn't, you were probably raised by wolves. It was just everywhere. You couldn't get away from it.
You could put Pokemon power in your pocket.
Gotta catch 'em all!
We also started to see the early stages of Pokemon franchising. We got Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Pinball, Pokemon Trading Card Game, the video game, Pokemon Stadium. Anyways, after crying like a little bitch at the Mewtwo Strikes Back movie, which is kind of an odd name for a first movie considering this is the first one we've seen, and we haven't seen him strike the initial time. Pokemon fans were hungry for a brand new adventure. And then, as if a gift from the gods themselves, we were given Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver. GS was a huge step up from the original Pokemon games. We got it in color, loads more Pokemon attached with more refined designs, and what did I forget to mention? Oh yeah, you get to go back to the setting of the first game, battle the trainer that you were playing as, and have him hand off a crown as if a sacred torch to you. It's fucking cool, dude. And like Yellow for the first generation, we got Crystal for the second generation. Crystal altered the story a little bit and added small animations at the beginning of Pokemon battles. And the biggest feature of all, you could play as either a boy or a girl. Fast forward to 2003. That's right, we're really traveling now. Kirby, come with me, let's go! It had been 3 years without a mainline Pokemon game, if you don't count Crystal, because it was just the same game. And while we were seeing good old catch-up, have fun with Pokemon, we were craving to dip our own toes into our own adventure once again. And in struts Ruby and Sapphire. I don't know why all these gems don't sound like stripper names. Go on, Ruby and Sapphire, go hang over there by Crystal. While Ruby and Sapphire incorporated double battles and beauty pageants, don't fuck this up for me, Steve Harvey, I swear to God. Really, Ruby and Sapphire just looked great. Taking advantage of state-of-the-art technology, otherwise known as the Game Boy Advance, or its younger brother, the Game Boy SP, which removed any reason for you to buy that little dongle light thing that kinda helped in the dark, but didn't really do much because it just glared the shit out of your Game Boy. This was also the point that they removed the "Gotta Catch Them All" slogan from the game box covers. And it was all because Mom and Dad weren't talking to each other anymore. Now, trading and battling with other players was pretty difficult to do around this time, considering you needed to buy a very specific cable to be able to connect your device to other people's devices, but you also had to have friends, which is probably the more important bit. Luckily, we got Fire Red and Leaf Green, which, for all intensive purposes, is really just the first games with better graphics. But it came with these little wireless dongle things that you could connect to your Game Boy, and you'd be able to communicate wirelessly with other players, which was a game changer. Ruby and Sapphire also got the Crystal treatment. Hey ladies. Otherwise known as Emerald. Now the big difference here, besides the big dragon snake Pokemon on the box cover, was the Battle Frontier, which was an amusement park that you unlocked at the end of the game that allowed you to do all these crazy challenges and big prizes. It was a pretty fucking fun time. During this time frame, like this 2003 to 2006 little bubble here, we were in the renaissance of Pokemon experimentation. Not really with the main series, but more with the spin-off games. We got games like Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon Gale of Darkness. Two pretty dark Pokemon games that changed the formula in a way we hadn't seen before, was in a 3D world, and really difficult for a dumbass kid like me. We got Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Dash, which I didn't really find all that fun, but you know, it's kind of cool. And then we got Generation 4. Sleek 3D environmental objects, wirelessly integrated so you no longer had to use that weird dongle or wire. Fucking cute ass penguin starter and a sick ass dog. You got a weird little watch on the bottom of your screen. The legendaries control time and space and making poffins.
All you feed me is poffins!
You could use Battle Revolution on the Wii to battle with your Pokemon in a 3D environment. Transfer your Pokemon to My Pokemon Ranch on the Wii to I don't know, just fuck around. And then Platinum came in, and whatever issues Diamond and Pearl had, they fixed it. There was just a lot to do, okay? Get off my back. And then we got a remake for Nostalgia, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver, which came with these Fitbits basically for Pokemon. But the cool thing about these games, besides being a remake for a fan favorite, was any of your Pokemon could follow you outside of their Pokeball, like in Yellow. Don't mind me, I'm just taking my whale for a walk. Now after Generation 4, and maybe a little bit during it, we started to see Pokemon go into kind of a strange place. Now while the next games, Black and White 1 and 2, were considered to be the best games in the series, as far as story-wise, a lot of people were getting tired of the Pokemon formula. 5th generation was dwarfed by the sales of the previous 3 generations, and the rest of the games didn't really fare much better. Sure, there's a lot to say about how Pokemon Black and White were amazing games, about how you were battling Pokemon PETA, but it's hard to deny that Pokemon was losing some of its juice or steam around this point. After dealing with the whole end of the world, we got Pokemon X and Y. Ever since I played Pokemon Coliseum, it was hard for me to get this idea of playing Pokemon in a 3D world out of my head. So I should have been more excited for Pokemon X and Y. But by this point, I don't know, maybe I was losing steam myself on the Pokemon franchise. We had already played the same game like 5 times before, 12 if you're including all the remakes and enhanced editions. I mean, who says I want to become the Pokemon champion anyways? Maybe I want to open up a restaurant where I use all the Pokemon for labor. How cool would that be? You want a steak? Charizard! Chop chop, baby! Pokemon X and Y also started the whole trend of gimmicks within Pokemon games, such as Mega Evolutions for a select few Pokemon, which, while Mega Evolutions are pretty cool, who the fuck says I want a Pinsir Mega Evolution as opposed to a Snorlax one? And don't get me started on Horde battles. Oh, hello, gentlemen. I'm looking for directions to the closest Trader Joe's. I'm just gonna go this way. We then got Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which is pretty much just Ruby and Sapphire with X and Y goggles. There's also some spin-offs like Pokemon, but nothing would compare to the summer of 2016. Pokemon 20th anniversary commercials during the Super Bowl 50th! Woo! Yeah! White Claw! Oh god, it's fizzing everywhere. Just kidding. I mean Pokemon Go. But of course you know all about Pokemon Go. The summer where everyone everywhere was hunting and tracking down Pokemon. We're all walking around everywhere. Some kid shouts Charizard. We should fucking book it. Now it's just a theory. No Kirby, that's not our thing. Due to how fucking crazy Pokemon Go was, it had to have some effect on the sales for the next Pokemon game, right? Right? Yeah? Pokemon Sun and Moon! Otherwise the 4th best-selling region to come out in the Pokemon series. Like, come on, Pokemon Go had to help out with a bit, right? Yeah? The story seemed ambitious and we got another gimmick to work with, which was Z-moves. I mean, okay, culturally it seems like a different objective, but it seems to me that Island Kahuna is just another word for, I'm just another fucking gym leader. Mega Evolutions are still here for now, and everything is even more 3D! But like a protective helicopter parent following you into school, this game holds your head in uncomfortable distance into it. To be real, I didn't play Sun and Moon all the way through because I quit after I got into another tutorial after I beat the first gym leader. And then you fucking guessed it, an improved edition. Fucking guess I gotta go play it all over again. Hey. We heard you like replaying our games. Even though the whole throwing Pokeball thing was GameFreak's idea of it worked for Go, it was honestly a huge game changer to remove random encounters. So good job, GameFreak. Let's give you a round of applause. Come on, everyone. Well done. Pokemon at this point is just an amorphous blob of a franchise. There's a TV show, trading card game, accessories, books, board games, plushies, live action movies, not so live action movies, fucking cars. There's a lot of shit. And then walks Sword and Shield with this big big old boots. Now, like Sun and Moon, I couldn't really play Sword and Shield all the way through. I had already played this formula too many times to get excited by it. Mega Evolutions were cut, so I guess they were just a regional thing. I guess, I don't know. Also, they didn't put all the Pokemon in because Game Freak said they were building all their models up, only for a hacker boy to be like, beep bop boop boop bop. Objection! You were reusing a lot of these from Sword and Shield, and everybody was like, what the fuck, Game Freak? Now, okay, yeah, I didn't play Sword and Shield all the way through, but I think that itself is a symptom of a bigger problem. The Pokemon formula at this point is pretty stale, with the only effort to fix it coming in the form of gimmicks or improved graphics. The objective of every game has always been the same, and the gameplay of every game hasn't really changed at all. It's the same thing. Other franchises have stayed relevant because they make their newer games feel substantially different and improved from their older games. Throughout this whole video, I can't help but think back to Pokemon Coliseum and how different this game felt in the best way possible. It's like a mainline Pokemon game, but it's not, and it worked so well. And I can't help but imagine how this would look as a modern Pokemon game. Which brings us to today to talk about the latest Pokemon game. No, not you. Get out of here. What the fuck are you doing here? Get out! Pokemon needs games like Arceus. Since Coliseum, we haven't seen Pokemon take bold risks with their franchise. A few changes and tweaks aside, the new games have just been the same objective, the same gameplay over and over again. However, now we're getting a game where they've scrapped the objective completely. At least I hope so. This is supposed to be an undeveloped feudal Pokemon region, right? The way you interact with the world and Pokemon appear entirely different from the previous games. I mean, it's an open world Pokemon game. Now, whether Arceus will be a good game or not, I don't know, dude. I'm just a time traveler. Let's go! But if we're hoping for Pokemon games to be fun and exciting again, they need to modernize and tweak their formula. Gimmicks themselves have felt pretty cheap up until now. I guess what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter if Arceus shits itself in its sleep. What matters is that we're seeing Pokemon experiment in ways we haven't seen them do in years, and that's a pretty big deal. Staying relevant is pretty hard, and there's no clear answer to what a new Pokemon game should look like. Now, whether you agree or disagree with me, I'm sure we can all put our differences aside to agree that the best Pokemon game is Pokemon Typing Adventure! Hey everyone, thank you for watching the video all the way through from beginning to end, and a special thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping support the channel and help me keep doing what I'm doing. I was hoping to release this video a little bit before the Arceus release, but can't help that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment of your favorite Pokemon game down in the comments below if you did, but now that I finally finished this video, I'm gonna go see for myself if Arceus is any good. I don't know if I need to make another video about that, but whatever. I'll see you all in the next video, but until then, take care of yourself. See ya.